my beautiful minds. I'm Dr. Renuka and welcome back to my channel. Today's episode is really going to be very interesting because we are going to literally master the art of surrender. And in this video, I have added tools and some practices which is going to help you understand this art of surrender even better with not just some theoretical understanding but with practices. So before I start, I would like you all to suggest to sit down and relax yourself or grab some coffee or just put on your headphones so that you connect to me better uh, in this video through whatever I'm saying. Have you ever noticed that the more you try to control a particular situation or a relationship or almost everything, the more stressed and anxious and drained we feel? And I have been there too. I have literally tried to control everything in my life. Even I would get annoyed and mad at the weathers which nature is throwing me. Almost everything I try to control. I try to overplan, overthink, over analyze and push everything which was not aligned to my divine plans, which I used to think, obsess over the outcomes. While doing all of these kind of things, I used to feel nothing but drained, and I used to still feel stuck in the way. And I was getting some realization when I was learning all of this. I got introduced to this beautiful art which today I'm talking about is art of surrender. And being honest, before understanding this, the surrender word itself used to feel so heavy to me that I used to feel that surrender is just letting people walk all over you and giving up on yourself and just quitting and telling life that okay, I'm done now, walk all over me. And when I actually studied about this, when life kept on throwing me on this particular topic of surrender, I realized that it doesn't actually means giving up. It means that not controlling what is actually happening. It's just stopping the wrestling match we keep playing with our realities, knowingly, unknowingly, but just not controlling things which are beyond my control. And that's when I some bulb lit in my head and I felt like a eureka moment, and I just eased myself through life. Resistance, on another hand, is like our biggest enemy. uh, we are literally resisting every damn thing in our life, and we do not realize it, but we are doing it every damn moment, every thought, every actions, every scenarios, every plan, everything. We are just resisting it and we are overdoing it, and that is leading to our all discomfort and misery which we are experiencing in this life. Now let me tell you what exactly resistance is. Resistance is fighting back what is already happening. It's the argument which we go through in our head when reality is showing up something. It is just not accepting what has happened already. Because energy follows attention, whatever you fight, you keep looking at, you keep reacting to, you keep emotions feeding to, you keep attracting that, because attention is the fuel, and resistance doesn't remove those things, it just keeps them alive and it just keeps them multiplying, and you suffer more the more you just keep resisting it. So you have heard about this famous quote saying whatever you resist persists. I want you all to recall this event which happened few months ago about the Indigo airline mass flight cancellation and huge delay of flights, where flights were delayed and cancellation due to various reasons like system was collapsing and air traffic backlogs and because of the weather. So you observe at that moment what exactly happened, where The airports were totally filled and crowded, and there were kids crying, and people really missed their important events like wedding and a lot of important things, and people were really stressed. And I understand this was a very stressful situation, and it was very frustrating because people were waiting for almost 10 to 12 hours on the airport, and it was a very hectic situation. But let me tell you what exactly had happened in reality. The only thing which we just couldn't see the way it was, flights were cancelled, some of it were delayed, and people were grounded at that moment. What started happening is people started arguing, yelling all over the staff, yelling on the ground staff, which were actually trying to control the situation and who had no control on what had went wrong. They were not at all responsible for whatever the situation was. Angry rants on the social media, so many viral videos we saw. In all of this, what resistance was doing, that flights are delayed and I am not going to accept this. I want this to be fixed right away at this very moment. I'm not ready to go through this kind of discomfort, which is understandable. The thing had already happened. The kind of energy turmoil they were going through. But here's the truth, how much ever drama these people did over there, nothing really changed. Not a single miracle happened, not a single flight moved, nothing changed, nothing moved. Only thing happened was people really were disturbed because of the emotional stress they went through. In all of this, here's the truth nobody loves hearing. All that drama and not a single flight moved. Not a single movement happened. Nothing changed at that very moment. But people kept on stressing, kept on arguing, kept on fighting by just rejecting the reality eh, which was happening there. If somebody would have practiced surrender, and people who actually practice surrender, what they might have done at that moment. First off, after they got to know what has happened, they would have just gone and asked for rebooking and then made sure that they were safe, and first off calm down, and they would have hydrated themselves and would have called to their family telling that the plans have changed. And I'm not saying that surrender means that you have to be happy whatever the situation is. It just means accepting what has happened. These the people who actually understood that the situation is not at all in anybody's control, and our rant and our emotional drainage, our emotions are not going to help us get through it. You just have to accept the way it is. People who actually understood this, they were not in the emotional disturbance that day. And this scenario, whoever has been there on the airport, they very well know what was the situation at that time. Like, it was very heavy and very disturbing scene, and that disturbance was just caused due to our personal people's personal reactions to it, which they were not accepting that delay of something is better than disaster. They were not really understanding that sometimes life slows us down for reasons we don't really see it. Let me give you another example, which is like very common. Like when we go through a breakup and we keep replaying the scenes of our relationship which has hurt us over and over again, almost more than 500 times. And in all of this, we keep scrolling the photos of past. We keep going through our old chats and just in rehearsing or just talking some kind of conversations which would have landed a particular way according to what you think. This person is not going to be happy because I love them so much and nobody else is going to love, or whatever it is. Like, you are just not ready to accept that this relationship has ended. You will go and just see their social media accounts, see what they are doing, spying on them, stalking them, all of these things you do or we do, many of us might have done. Surrender in this scenarios would look like, okay, I understand that this thing which I invested so much of time and love in is now ended, and I accept it, and I know it hurts, but I am seeing this the way it is right now, and I don't have to let the grief negotiate with me. I will let the grief move through me. You will just get back to yourself. You will cry, you will rant about it, you will just you will unfollow them, or just delete all your extra accounts to spy them, or the things you kept doing which are not good for you. You will stop doing everything and you will just surrender to what exactly the reality is, to exactly what has happened. You will accept everything which is right now, and you'll just move on. That's how surrender works. It just takes off the extra burden, the overthinking, the overdraining of thoughts and emotions you keep carrying every moment. And the moment you surrender and let go things, you feel like you are 10 kgs down your emotional weight. There's another example I want to share, which most of us do it most of the times, and it's very relatable. It's when you're fighting your thoughts while you're trying to sleep. So when you lie down on your bed and you're trying to sleep, and suddenly you see that there's this thought coming, and you start engaging with that thought, and once you catch yourself engaging with that thought, you say to your mind, shut up, and if I do not sleep right now, my tomorrow's day is going to be ruined, because I have all the tasks which are so important to be done tomorrow, and I have to wake up fresh. So just do not come and interrupt me, or oh my god, why am I thinking all of this and I have to wake up in the morning. This very thought is literally going to boom your adrenaline in your system, and you are going to be wide awake. Now your bed is literally a battlefield of resistance. In this, if you are practicing surrenderance, or if you understand what surrender means, you will just say to your mind that, okay, I have this thought, I am not going to engage with it, or I am not going to do any more conversation with it. I'm just going to see this thought like a cloud passing by. No engagement, no resisting it, no feeling it, just being aware that that thought has arrived. And you will see how paradoxically your sleep will just sneak in, and you will just relax after this short pause of awareness of the thought and short pause of not reacting to it. Once you breathe through that short pause, you will understand that how easy it was, and without force, how things fall in place just the way it should. Here's the dead simple formula, where pain into resistance is suffering. Pain is a part of life, and if you remove resistance, pain will shrink back to its natural size. We have already spoken about what resistance looks like in our daily life, like why this happens to me, this should not happen, I want to get this fixed right now. You have to notice what you are actually doing every day, every moment in your day-to-day life, that a refusal to allow the present moment to exist. What we are bringing here is acceptance. Now, acceptance is not giving up, acceptance is not liking something, or acceptance is not approving anybody's bad behavior. Acceptance simply says that this is right here, and I'm not going to waste my energy denying something which has already happened and which already exists. Once you accept what has already happened and once you accept what the actual reality is, it becomes easy for you to find solution and respond to it instead of reacting. Once you're aware of what has already happened and you have accepted the situation, your response, your clarity towards it is really changed, and it is changed for better. Because if you keep resisting everything in your life, your system is always activated, your body and your mind is running in the loops of overthinking a particular thing which has already happened. You are so tensed, you are always anxious, you are always reacting to what has happened, you are rethinking to it and just in a miserable condition, and that is really training your nervous system to be on a survival mode all the time. Now here's the one sentence I want you all to just keep this for your life. If you do not remember anything, just remember this one thing: I suffer not because of what happens, but because I fight what has already happened. Our bodies have literally gotten addicted to the kind of emotions of stress, denial, and resisting everything. So, our bodies are filled with the addictions of resistance. But when I stop arguing with life, suddenly there is so much of space. Now, when you have understood what exactly surrender is and how resistance is causing us to suffer in our day to day life, I have just practiced some tools and some exercises for us to master this beautiful art of surrender, which I have put in the part 2. After you finish this, just click on the other video for you to understand how practically we are supposed to get rid of these habits which we have been building up since so many years. And these tools are really very helpful, and you will thank me in the end of both the videos. So that's it for now, and meet you in the another video. Thank you so much. If you like this content, please click on subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you are notified every time I post another video. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Meet you in the next video.